So, our big and last topic here, does Marvel owe pretty much its big success with Guardians of the Galaxy to Fox because they didn't own the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, which, by all indications, it seems like that's pretty much what happened, that they had to do these other movies because they didn't own those big ones.
So if you James Gunn, that's what you believe, and it's like
Yeah.
I wouldn't. That's my worry at the minute with this whole Fox Disney thing. Like, is it just going to turn into the MCU and the X-Men?
Same, that's my big...
No.
ugh.
No, dude, Kevin Feige knows what he's doing. He's not like
I mean-
Kinberg.
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
but inherently, if you're in ownership of the X-Men now, right? You can do Wolverine can have his own trilogy, and he probably will. The X-Men can have a trilogy. You're gonna have X-Force. You're gonna have Deadpool going. There's a lot of X-Men you could literally like mine for gold, and people will go see it because now it's in the MCU. My big worry is they suddenly look at like things they could have developed. Like, let's say hypothetically they want to develop like the Annihilators or something, right? They'll just go, why? X-Men's going to make more money. And I don't want that. I can't handle that because I want more properties I'm not, like, expecting. And I'm worried now that they do own them. They're just going to go back to, well, make these because, well, we can now. And that would be
Oh,
disappointing
Fan
to me.
Four Stick too, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I don't... As much as I want the Fantastic Four, and I really do, that's like another big worry, right? It's like, it's going
well,
to...
they're going to be the first ones they do. Let's be honest.
Yep.
Yeah, they gotta rebuild that brand and get the
Rebuild Doom from the ground up.
Oh,
God.
do
He
you
was a
guys...
trash bag in the last movie.
Oh, trash back leaking coolant that's green. Terrible. Just terrible. And like, do you guys still think we got a Doom solo movie? Because I think that would work.
No.
No.
Oh, damn.
He could say however much he wants. Yeah, everything's fine with me, but they haven't called me yet.
Yeah.
Like,
So it's business as usual. Like, wait till they buy them out and it's suddenly cancelled. It's like Gambit. By the time the ink's dry, Gambit is going to be owned by Disney. So it's going to be like,
wouldn't it be
Yeah.
New Mutants too, right? Like that's or
I think New Mutants might just scrape in.
So, here's the
That's
interesting...
February,
Like,
though, isn't it?
it's happened before if there's a movie in production and there's like a shift in acquisition and stuff, because there's been movies that were being developed by one studio, then something happens and the studio has to be owned by someone else or someone else gets the rights. So hypothetically, let's say Gambit is halfway into shooting and the ink dries on that deal. Like, Marvel doesn't have to honor what's happened. They could literally just scrap it and we'll never see the light of day on it. So,
good.
yeah.
Well, that's if it gets a director and gets into production.
Well, that's not going to happen. Let's be realistic.
It's like the easiest movie to make and no one wants to make it.
Yeah.
No, but the budget's like insane though. No, like 150 million or something ridiculous.
Are they going to have like CGI cards or something? 'Cause that's the only reason why you'd need that much.
Yeah, why not just use real cards? It's like $2.
Well, okay, so if 150 million like budget on Gambit, right? I'm assuming if it's that big, Gambit has to be flying through the multiverse on some sort of like moped that's glowing and exploding every 3 seconds.
Is he
like
fighting
a Cajun
Galactus or
moped.
something?
Yeah, right? Like, what is happening with that budget? Like, how?
What if he's having a CGI suit and that's what it is?
Oh no!
Oh,
Why?
It's for all of his French lessons that he's gonna have to learn.
Oh god.
CG the trench coat the entire time. We could just buy a trench coat. No, just CG it. God, I would.
It's going to be that thing that goes around his head or his hair. That's going
Oh
to
my
be CG.
god.
No, you know the funniest thing I read recently is the X-Men producer. She's like, she was talking about the Disney Fox thing like being real now, and she's like, yeah, we'd love to cross over with the MCU. I'm like, dude, they kind of own you now. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, you got no choice. What are you on about?
It's like you've had the chance for the last decade, but you've missed it.
It's like
Yeah.
they can just wipe you from existence if they want to.
So, the thing, like, when you look at the future of the MCU, we know that there's, whatever the plans were before this acquisition, we know there's going to be a radical shift. I mean, there was a shift when just Spider-Man, and that's a leased character. Now, the fact that they own all these characters, like, what do you guys think realistically? We know we're getting X-Men Reboot, we're getting Fantastic Four, we're probably getting Wolverine, and what maybe I don't know, like Excalibur or something catchy that we're not expecting.
There's no way they do Excalibur.
Dude, they'll do
There's
Alpha
zero
Flight.
chance.
There's Canadian
Alpha
appeal.
Flight's got more of a chance.
Yeah, Alpha Flight. That'd be good. I mean, that could work.
Dude, they'll do a Dupe and Groot movie.
That's just Guardians 3, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, Silver Surfer could get his own series too.
Please.
He'll definitely get a movie.
That's what they should do for one of the phases. Build up to like Annihilation because they have everything pretty much now for it.
Yeah.
Like that would be.
I think
apart from they can't use Ronan anymore unless they make another Recursor or Accuser, whatever his name is.
True. I think my big disappointment now is like you look at everything that's coming, and you kind of got this layout, and I'm like, well, I'm probably going to get Silver Surfer and everything, which means that they don't need no Fishman, so I'm probably never getting Namor, so Matt, it just means
you'll get Namor.
Oh, Namor
100%.
will happen, I think.
Yeah, they'll put
be...
him in Black Panther and spin him out.
Oh, yeah. I hope so.
Like, why wouldn't you? Unless they can't actually use him still.
True.
Yeah, from what I've learned, they're still trying to figure out what paperwork was signed and what wasn't on some other topics that pertain to.
Now that they own Fox, from what I understand, they own everything but the final independent. Like, you know how there's certain estates, like the Kirby estate would own some elements, and like Stanley owns certain.
Yeah.
It's one of those smaller ones that is unknown that's holding everything back because. And those dudes just need to give it up and let us get Namor because like
dude, we need the real Aquaman, the Namor dude, Submariner, whatever.
Yeah.
But can we go back to like the 90s and just make sure they do these bills fucking properly? Because
Yeah.
like, what a shit show they've turned out to be. Like, who owns what? Well, we don't know.
Yeah.
Well, they're going bankrupt. They had to do something.
Oh, it's a terrible, terrible time.
Well, wasn't going back to the whole future with Fox and everything, weren't they developing 20 movies without the whole Fox thing in their mind? So
Yeah.
So
now you're
looking
looking
there
at
somewhere.
Like, I think when they announce it, you could probably get an idea of what the MCU would have looked like if they owned the X-Men from the start.
Mhm.
Right.
Because like, would you have gotten like Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor to begin with?
True.
So I
Yeah.
doubt it. You probably
Yeah.
got a Wolverine.
I think you would have gotten Captain America just because the Avengers, but
Yeah,
Thor,
yeah.
realistically, hell no. Iron Man, they would have like laughed at that, being like, "We could do Wolverine. Why would we want to do Iron Man?" You know? So it's like
It's like just throw in Hulk. There you go.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's an interesting
Well, they can't do
time.
Hulk though.
Well, they couldn't make it. They just couldn't show it to anyone.
Yeah, that's that weird thing is that they'd have to get the okay from was it Universal at this point?
Yeah. It's like, look, Universal, look at the movie we made. Like, that's great. Like, go away. We
We
don't
don't
want
it.
Well, like when you look at the future of the MCU now, let's say if they're going to be doing realistically 3 movies per year, which looks like that's going to happen. So
It'll probably go up to 4 at the minute, I reckon.
4.
oh my god.
You'll get
Yeah.
one every 3 months.
Dude, that's just
I'd
like
imagine.
that's not even remotely fair to DC. Like 4 movies
Well,
a
I mean,
year.
like, pull your finger out your ass and like stop sucking it. Like,
Yeah.
do something.
So, I mean, so realistically, already at the MCU is 3 movies a year. So you push it to 4, you're probably looking at 1 X-Men movie a year. On the other rotating years, every 2.5, you're probably looking at like what? A Fantastic Four and then 2 to 3 other MCU movies and a Deadpool in there. Like, there's a lot at their plate now, so you're guaranteed between like 2020 and 2030, you're getting probably 30 plus movies for the MCU, and that is almost at the point where it's insane.
It's not like it's only 10 more than what they've done now.
Yeah.
So like it's not too bad. But,
They have all the TV stuff too, right? They can develop all these different
Yeah.
series on Disney, Moon
Plus,
Knight maybe.
at least with like the X-Men movie, you could have the team be completely different every movie.
True.
So you can always mix it up a little bit and just go on
Well-
for fucking ever.
There's also no way that they don't greenlight an X-Men TV series at some point in the next 3 to 4 years. Like, there's got
I
to be
mean,
a...
spoilers, we've already got one going.
Yep, and when that's
Gifted.
canceled, which it will be, because that's going to be part of the old thing.
No,
Yeah.
dude, Gifted has all my. No, just
Yeah.
don't cancel it.
But the main brother and sister suck. They can't act.
Oh, man, yeah. They're a little,
No, but Polaris, she's awesome.
I mean, I've only watched 6 episodes. I'm behind.
Oh yeah, you are. Well,
Did she ever fly again, or did she just go, I can fly for no reason?
no, no flight.
So that's completely.
You just make it sound like
right.
she's on angel dust.
I mean, that's kind of what she did. She just went, "Wee, I can fly." It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just really, I'm excited by the prospect of the fact when this DC and like Marvel future unfolds in the next decade, Marvel is going to be, they're going to keep all these streaming shows out. They're going to add more shows, and their streaming service is going to have exclusives on there. Like, there's a lot of stuff coming in. I know people are worried over saturation, but we're currently at like peak comic book, and no one's saying there's too much. But there's like
There's no superhero fatigue, right?
No.
They keep saying that, like all the.
But how can you be oversaturated when there's like 100 movies a year and there's like 7 of them?
yeah.
And, like the other 95.
No, but they're
like,
destroying the Earth, though.
That's
yeah.
because they're making
They're
all the
frack-
money and the other ones don't.
I mean, I swear to God, every 2 months there is another movie that is a heist movie featuring 5 people you haven't seen in a decade, and it's all them trying to like bust one of those like vans that, like, you know, transports money.
Like the recent one I just saw, like a trailer earlier today. It was a 50 Cent movie called Thieves Den, I think.
Oh, apparently there's another one. There you go.
What the fuck?
He did it. I was like, what the hell? This is a 50 Cent movie.
And I mean, how many times is there a romantic comedy with like Jennifer Aniston and like some guy that looks like Gerard Butler? Like, there's like 3 a year. It's like the same movie.
There's at least like 14 a week.
Yeah, it's there's no saturation of this stuff, and superheroes are like the most interesting things that you can make different looking than anything else. So people aren't going to get bored of these. I mean, sure, they're going to start making a little bit less or like about the same amount of money, but it's like, hey, if Infinity War makes 1.5 billion, guess what? It's still going to be like the #1 movie of the year. So it's not losing anything.
It's like all they've got to do is be good and different, like each time, and that's it. That's all any movie's got to do. Like,
Yeah.
I don't see why it's so hard for these people to like not realize that, but
Yeah. Yep. So, well,
When do you guys think we'll get more of their plans, though? Like the MCU plans, like with this year's Comic-Con or something?
Yeah.
yeah.
But I
'Cause they-
doubt when D23 is when in Japan.
It's in
It's
like
next
second
month
week?
in Japan, and then next year it's back here in the States.
But when is it this year?
Next month.
So
Really?
yeah, you won't get anything from that this year.
Yeah, you're not getting nothing from the foreign one. You get nothing. I mean, you know how there's always the argument, who won San Diego Comic-Con? It's a stupid argument, right? Because it's like, oh, who's trending the most? Well, the one that goes in the morning on Saturday trends the most because they have out all day, right? Like, I think this year, if Marvel was to do anything, if Kevin Feige's just to come out there and do the thing where he points up at the freaking projector and like shows 2 logos, all he has to show is an X-Men logo and a Fantastic Four logo, and the internet is going to collectively go like mental for like
Well,
an
here's the
entire
thing.
day. So
That he's not even going to do that. All it's going to be is the name for Avengers 4, and that's going to break everything anyway.
Yeah, he's gonna
Like,
say
clamoring.
Secret Wars.
yeah.
So Avengers 4 is titled Avengers 4. But we
No,
moved the
but
4 to the A.
weren't they
But the
saying
4 is a
that-
different font.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
exactly. The 4's got to be the A. It's got to be so creative, like. But you know what? Because what we're not understanding. This is an exclusive scoop right here. All right. The 4.
Your little birds told you something.
Oh, dude, like 3 little birds. Okay, at least 1 cardinal. All right. So like
Yes.
the 4, like that's the A. That's an actual 4, like the Fantastic Four with the circle. Huh? Huh?
So what? So you're saying if you tilt your screen back and like up the saturation, you can see Fantastic Four going down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. It's
There you
pretty
go.
legit.
Wait, hang on. Tomorrow you might have to make a video clarifying this, though. Wait.
Oh yeah.
No,
I didn't mean the Fantastic Four. I meant Reed Richards and Sue Storm.
No, Valeria, the Spy Kids.
Oh yeah.
You know, I didn't even mean that. I just meant there's going to be a building that could be the Baxter Building. You know what? Never mind.
Also, any building in New York. Okay, got it.
Yes. Okay, so realistically now, let me just quickly ask this question to you guys and we can get opinions. If at one point the Avengers Tower was going to be Oscorp, do you think they're going to scrap that entire idea and make it the Baxter Building now?
Yes.
I think it has to be.
Yeah.
Why would it be?
Aren't they using Osborn in the Sony verse of Silver and Black? So I think,
I mean, Sony's using everyone in those movies. So.
yeah, they're using like the same villains that were just in like Homecoming. I'm like, what? That doesn't make.
This the dude playing Scorpion in Silver. Right?
He's like, I don't know what's going on.
Don't worry, guys. It's adjacent, okay? It's
He's like,
adjacent.
don't worry, he's playing a different version of the Scorpion, not the one in the comic.
Oh, God. Why is Amy Pascal eating some of that Abbey Arad glue? Like, what are they putting in their water?
It's extra pasty.
No, it's Tom Rothman, dude. He's head of Sony.
Yeah.
Oh, I forget how.
He's
dudes
gonna
still exist.
repaint Tom Hardy's shirt on set.
Oh, God damn. Tom Rothman.
Gonna get a CGI his jacket on or something.
How Tom Hardy got his jacket origin film. Oh, man. I'm psyched. That Origins. I'm gonna go watch that like tomorrow. I fucking love that movie. It's so
Just
bad.
watch the ladder. The ladder scene's the only reason to watch that movie.
Oh, you know what I
So
still
fun.
have though? I still have the bootleg, not finished CG version of Origins.
I wish I had that.
I will
That's
watch
so-
that occasionally, like when I'm drinking. It's so good. It is so good. You don't understand how good that movie is.
But at least the textures look better in some scenes.
Well, what's funny is you mentioned the ladder scene. Literally, in the final version, all they did was add, like, one gray pass. They didn't even add shadows, so it's like, oh, it actually might be better in the pre-CG version.
oh dear. How that movie ever got out, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least it wasn't as bad as Cavill's lip. No, that's something.
Ugh.
I can't wait to watch that in 4K.
Oh, it's gonna be amazing.
It's going to be something.